Let's make a crochet bag. Hi, I am Anna from Freaky4Yarn, and if you said yes, grab some yarn, find yourself a hook, and let's get into this. So for this tutorial I'm using Círculos Barroco yarn. This is a Brazilian brand that is getting super popular in Portugal, so I really wanted to try. It's 100% cotton and they mark it as a size 6. However, I matched this to a standard size 4 medium weight yarn, which I think in the US is called worsted weight and in the UK iron weight. And I chose this brick color. It's like a light brown, it's really nice. And it's called Tamara and the color number is 7220. So yeah, any plant fiber in a medium weight yarn will do. I only say to not use acrylic because it may make the bag too stretchy and too loose. And then for the hook size, we are using a 5mm in this tutorial. In the pattern, the written pattern, you can find all the gauge and measurement details for 3 different size bags, which at the end of the video, I'll add some cute footage just so you can see how they look. The pattern also includes a diagram of the stitch pattern we are using today, as well as pictures for every single stitch and step. So if you want to support my business, I would really appreciate if you can get the pattern. And lastly, we will need a stitch marker. You don't need to use a stitch marker, you can use a clip, a piece of string, whatever you have at hand. I just find this really handy to identify the last stitch of each round, so it makes it easier to make that last slip stitch that joins each round. So yeah, this is all we need, so let's get into the tutorial. Oh, I need to open this, so should I do it on camera so we can do a little bit of ASMR thing? Should we? Let's go. Oh, it's a little bit harder than I expected. There we go. Ugh. Oops. Okay, no, it's normal. It's attached to the plastic. Let's go. Ooh, it's so pretty. Look at this. Oh, I love this color. It's so gorgeous. Okay, now let's get to the tutorial. To start our tutorial, we need to make a slip knot, and for that I like to grab the yarn tail with this hand and the working yarn with this hand and make a loop with the working yarn over the yarn tail, and then go behind that loop and make another loop and then pull the yarn tail to tighten the loop. Then we grab our hook. We insert the hook in the loop we created and pull on the yarn to adjust the loop to the hook. And that's it, the slip knot is made. We are now going to make a foundation chain of 64, and to make a chain we just yarn over and then we slip through the slip knot we made. Once again, yarn over and slip through, yarn over, slip through. So repeat this until we have 64 chains. So I finished my foundation chain of 64 and I already placed a marker in the 5th chain. To count is simple. You ignore this loop in your hook because that doesn't count as a chain. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That's it. With our foundation chain already set up, we are now going to start working our stitch sequence, which for this round is single crochet 2, chain 2, skip 2, and then repeat again, single crochet 2, chain 2, skip 2, all the way around the foundation chain. And we will start working on the 3rd chain from the stitch marker. So stitch marker is there, 1, 2, 3. This is also the 8th chain if you count from the 1st chain from your hook. So let's go in here and let's make a single crochet. 1 single crochet. Then insert the hook in the next chain. We make the 2nd single crochet, like so, and then we chain 2. We skip 2 and we will repeat 2 single crochets, 2 chains, and skip 2. And we'll keep doing this all the way through until we get to the end of the foundation chain, and we should have 1 chain left. I'll meet you there. Okay, so I completed the sequence of the foundation chain. So you can see 2 single crochets, 2 chains, skip 2, and so on. And now we are here at the end. and I made 2 chains and I skipped these 2 chains. So now I enlarged this a little bit so it's more obvious. We are going to make 2 single crochets in that 1 chain. So go in there, single crochet 1, and then turn your work, because we're going to work on this side, and try to make the single crochet over the little knot like this. There you go, 2 single crochets on that last chain. And now we are going to work on this side of the foundation chain, and we are going to try to weave in our yarn tail as we work. So go like this and chain, intertwining the yarn tail through the chains, and it gets stuck there. And now for this side of the foundation chain, we have to mirror what we've done here. So there's 2 single crochets there. You can pull it like this if it's hard for you to tell. And we're gonna insert the hook there and there to make the 2 single crochets. It may get a little bit tricky. I'm looking through the camera, so it's a little bit harder. So 1 single crochet, and then here, 2nd single crochet, like so. So you can see both single crochets are in the same space, and then you chain 2 again. With the yarn tail intertwined, you skip these 2 and you single crochet 2 here, like so. Always with the yarn tail intertwined. And we're gonna do this all the way to the end, to the last 2 single crochets, and of course I'll meet you there. So I'm at the end of my first round. It looks like this. So now, after our 2 single crochets, 2 chains, and skip 2 chains, we are going to make a single crochet where the stitch marker is. So it's right there. Remove the marker. It's the 3rd chain right here, single crochet 1, looks like this. And now we're going to join the round by slip stitching in the 2nd chain. So we are skipping a chain here and we are slip stitching there. I think it's actually easier to count from the 1st single crochet of the round. So 1, 2, it's right here, this 3rd one. Slip stitch like this, and there you go. And this basically equates to 2 single crochets like we did on the other corner, and then there's 2 chains skipping. You get the gist. Now we chain 3 for the 2nd round, and we're going to place the marker here. This is where we're going to slip stitch at the ends, so it's nice and obvious for us. So with the stitch marker placed and our work turned, we are gonna do a double crochet round, and we are going to start by making a double crochet in this 1st single crochet here, not the slip stitch. This right here is the slip stitch that joined the round. It's this single crochet here. So see, slip stitch, single crochet. So right there, pull a loop through, draw 2 loops, draw 2 loops, and the 1st double crochet of the round is done. Then we chain 2. Like we did for the previous round, we are going to skip 2. You can pull it like this to see it better. So we're skipping these 2, and now we are making 2 double crochets right here in the 2 single crochets from the previous round. 1 double crochet, and 2 double crochets, like so, and then chain 2, skip 2, which are here, and 2 double crochets right here in these 2 single crochets, and then we repeat the sequence all the way around. In the corner, you don't need to make 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, you just work as normal, so 1 double crochet in each single crochet, but I will meet you there so I can show you and avoid any confusion. We are at the corner, So we're going to skip these 2 chains here, and we're going to make 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, and start working the other side of the bag. And just keep working all the way there. Okay, meet you there. Okay, so we are at the end of the round, so 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and now we just simply slip stitch right there where the stitch marker is, like so. And there you go, it should look something like this. It will start to fold on itself. And now to start the 3rd round, we are gonna chain 4, and we are going to place a marker 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to place a marker on the 3rd chain from the hook. And now we turn like so, and we are going to start working the single crochets here. So on the double crochets we work single crochets, then we chain 2, skip 2, and so on. So let's go. Single crochet, chain 2, and we will repeat this all the way. I'm at the end of my 3rd round. So I made the 2 last single crochets and the 2 chains, and now we need to make a single crochet in this double crochet. So right here through these 2 loops we make 1 single crochet, and now we slip stitch to the stitch with the marker. So I'm not getting in there, let me take the stitch marker out. It's basically the 3rd chain from the 1st single crochet of the round, like so. There you go. And now we chain 3. We then place a marker on the 1st chain from the hook, so we know where to slip stitch at the end of the round. From here on, we repeat the double crochet round and the single crochet round until the length we need, and we finish on a single crochet round. Also, don't forget to always turn your work, because the crochet stitch is always slant to one side or the other, so if we don't turn, the bag will start going sideways, and obviously we want to avoid that. So yeah, I'm gonna do some length and I'll be back.
So this is the length I've made. It's 15 squares by 14 squares, and I know it looks squarish. However, with wear, it will lengthen up because it will inevitably stretch, and as it stretches and grows in length, it will also tighten up the width. Also, I've made 15 squares by 14 squares because I was running out of yarn. I tried to do 15 squares and ended up short with the yarn, so I frogged one row of squares, and now I can make the strap and make sure I have enough yarn for the strap. So let me go closer and show you the basics of how to do the strap, and then each little step for the strap. Okay, so we worked the length and we ended on a single crochet round. For the strap, we will only work the single crochet 2 sequence, so single crochet 2, chain 2, skip 2. And this summer, this is what we are going to make. We are going to work 3 squares, and then we're going to make a chain of 62. We will skip 9 squares, and we will work 6 squares on this edge. So 3 squares at the front and 3 squares at the back. Then we'll chain 62 again and work the final 3 squares and join the round. This chain of 62, it's enough length to fit with an oversized shirt, and then with where it will start stretching and it will look closer to the bag you saw in the intro. Also, after this first round, we work 2 more rounds of just single crochet sequence. It can be a bit tricky to work the chain, so I want to show you that, and also the start and beginning of the rounds differ a little bit from what we've done here, because obviously we don't turn to a double crochet round, but into a single crochet round. So yeah, let me show you all of that in the next clips.
Okay, so to start the first round of the strap, we are going to chain 2, place a marker on the first chain from the hook and turn. That's what I have here. And then we will start with a single crochet. So again, do not work the slip stitch, is the single crochet here. And then we will chain 2 straight away. And then we are working our 3 squares, so all the way up to here. Our 3 squares are made, and now we are going to make a chain of 62. Also, it's easier if we make these chains loosely like I'm doing it here, simply because we want to work on the back bumps, like you can see it here, and it's a lot easier if the chains are quite loose to just be able to scoop that bottom loop. However, this is not a big deal, it's not super noticeable. You can also just work on the back loop like we did for the foundation chain. So yeah, once I'm done with this, I'll be back. I've done my chain of 62, and now we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we will start to work right here. So I've counted my 9 squares that I'm going to skip, and I made sure the chain is not twisted. So I'm just going to single crochet 2. So respecting the single crochet 2, chain 2, skip 2 sequence. And work the 6 squares, 3 for the front, 3 for the back. And then I will chain 62 again, and I'll meet you when I have all of that done. Okay, so I've worked my 6 squares, and I've made my second chain of 62. And now, like we did here, we just go into the 3 last squares of this round, and we work 3 squares. Okay, there we go. The 3 squares are worked. I made my last 2 chains, and I'm skipping these 2 chains. And as you know, we will slip stitch there. Like so. And then for this round, it will be back to normal. So we chain 4. We place a marker on the 3rd chain from the hook, and we will start working the single crochet sequence, and I will meet you right here to show you the easiest way I found to work the chain. And first thing, we are going to chain 2, because we keep working the single crochet sequence as normal, and then I twist my chain, so she would be like this. I just twist it so I can see the back bumps. And then this is a stitch right here. It's just squished because we made a single crochet there and pulled in the yarn. So we skip this one, and we skip this one, and we work this one here. So we start working on the 3rd chain. Just scoop the bottom loop out. Or I just go inside and then scoop it out. Whatever works best for you. And if you just don't like doing it this way, just work the chain as you did work the foundation chain. Work the whole chain, and let's meet back when we start working the back again. So I've worked the whole chain, and now I have my chain 2 and the skip 2, and now I just work these 2 single crochets. We repeat on this side, so 6 squares, the other chain, the 3 last squares of this round, and I'll meet you there. End of the second round of the strap, so we work both chains in the single crochet sequence. We chain 2, we skipping 2, we're making our last single crochet of the round, like this, and we slip stitch to where the stitch marker is, like this. And we chain 2 to start the second round. We are going to place the stitch marker there in the first chain from the hook. We will start working in this first single crochet and just work the single crochet sequence through the whole bag until we reach the end. This is simple, just single crochet sequence all the way. And here we are, we have a second round on our chain, and it looks a little bit thicker. Now we just need to slip stitch right in there. And that is it. Now we just cut the yarn and weave in the ends on the inside of the bag.
The strap is here. It looks small, but trust me, it's not that will stretch. You can line this bag. I like it like this because how the colors peek through the squares, it almost looks like tile work. So yeah, next I will show you all the different sizes that are featured in the pattern and basically my current collection of my little tote bags.
And here they are. Let's give it a little swirl. So first we have the one we just made. This is the large size, and I redid mine to match the pattern's gauge. It fits at least 3 cakes, which is perfect for the new pattern I'm working on. Then there's the medium size, which I need for projects that take 2 cakes like the Gugu hat or the shell top. I don't usually wear yellow, but this one makes me feel super cute. The smallest size is the blue one. It's perfect for when I'm starting a new project because I can carry a notebook, a little pouch and 1 yarn cake. And lastly, the one you saw in the intro. It's a bit too big for me, but perfect for groceries. That is it. The pattern has all the details of each size, links for the Faro bag pattern, the Palamos bikini and the Gugu hat are in the description. Beijinhos, and I see you in the next tutorial.